Yes, everybody, what's going on? My name is Stephen Howson. This is a little bit of an impromptu transfer talk. It seems like it's actually kind of popping off a little bit, doesn't it? United seem like they're going about business. We did do the Sancho one. There was some talk sort of emanating from the club that we weren't going to do anything until Sancho was sorted. Sancho's sorted, and they've actually, at least on the surface of things, started to kick into gear. There's a lot of talk from some prominent people about possibly Varane, possibly Camavinga, possibly some other players coming in. There's a little bit of talk of a few more guys as well. So we will be checking out all of those little rumours as well. There's some arguments going off in the comments, and I just have to interrupt. What is he called? Let me find him. Liam Munro. You need to rearrange the letters in your surname, mate, and make it moron. Right? Listen. Salford is a city. Manchester United do not play in Salford or the boundaries of Salford or anything like that. People trying to give history lessons and geography lessons to what's going on. Manchester United play in the borough of Trafford. A lot of the boundaries was redesigned in about 1980, I believe, to reconfigure where everything was. At the end of the day, mate, you can't say United isn't part of Manchester and Manchester City is. As the crow flies from the town hall, I think United's about 0.1 of a mile closer where Old Trafford is to where the Etihad is. So if you want to have that fucking argument, you have that argument. Let's be honest. Do people know Manchester more for United or for City? There's your fucking answer. All right, pumpkin? Right, in the meantime, let's get stuck into what we're actually here for, and that is the transfer news. So, first off, that we're going to be talking about is Raphael Varane. 2 days ago, 3rd of July, Fabrizio Romano sent United fans wild as he seemed to confirm that the legitimate interest in Varane from United and that the club is in contact with Real Madrid. And he went on to say that it won't be a quick deal. Now, I kind of like that because it feels real and it feels like there's truth to it. And he says that there's no official bid lodged yet. But what's weird is, for anyone who's played any of the Footy Manager games or anything like that, the bid is the first thing. The bid is the first thing that goes in and then the negotiations start afterwards. In reality, there's a lot of sounding out and off-the-record conversations, and quite often the bid is the last thing in reality that's done, even though that correctly it's the first thing that's meant to happen. You're meant to go and agree to have permission with a club to speak to their player. You're not supposed to talk to their player before you have permission, but in actual fact it's generally the first thing that goes ahead, and the bid being agreed is the last thing. So they said no official bid has been officially lodged yet. However, personal terms won't be an issue, and he is wanting to try something new. Sports Witness, and they were relaying ABC News, which is Madrid's second largest newspaper, and they're saying that Varane has reached a pre-agreement with United, which would see him earn 12 million euros a year, which matches what Alaba is going to be getting at Madrid, and that's Madrid couldn't offer that in their negotiations with Varane. So we're saying, hey, a bit of money talks. And he says that the deal's held up on the fact that United are only wanting to offer roughly 45 million euros. Madrid are asking for somewhere in the region of 55 to 60 million euros, and it's still a bargain at that. Let me have that right. The Varane wants the deal concluded in the next 2 weeks before pre-season starts, so he doesn't have to remain at Real for pre-season. Supposedly, it's a move. If the move doesn't materialise, United don't reach an agreement with him, he will consider signing an extension at Madrid. But the Spanish newspaper Sport are also saying that Madrid have already thrown in the towel in regard to contract negotiations with Varane, so they might be resigned into selling him. This is big, man. This is the sort of player that I go, United don't pull those players off. United don't pull them signings off. It actually feels like we might be able to. Now, I don't think we're talking 7 or 8 or 9 out of 10 yet. I think we're still talking in the 2s and 3s out of 10. But it feels like United could actually make this thing materialise. And we should be a team that makes these sorts of deals materialise. We should be a team that goes out there, goes, hey, we need a centre-half. Let's go get a centre-half. The problem is we've all just been kidded for so long that we don't generally... We've needed a right winger since the 30s. We just consider ourselves the sort of club that just makes do rather than actually addressing the massive gaping holes in the squad for year after year. Varane's a hell of a signing for Manchester United. World class right now. World class. Second, he's standing there with a United shirt in front of the Stretford end. Fucking rubbish. Overrated. Trust me. Wait to see that happen. He's world class and he makes Harry Maguire a better player and he makes United a better team. That's it. Mark my words. Do I see us signing him? Oh, more and more I am, yeah. More and more I am seeing this happening. More and more I'm seeing this happening. But I'm still on the sceptical side. I don't want to fully commit and believe just yet because, you know, it just doesn't work like that, does it? We never get everything that we want. I'm just not really buying the full caboodle on that one just yet. Anyway, I mean, let me know in the thoughts, in the comments. I think we're all in agreement he makes us better, right? So it's just a case of just get it sorted. Whatever we have to do, get it sorted. Next up on the no way is this happening, Camavinga. So Camavinga, Romano, again, last night, 4th of July, says United are progressing in direct contact to sign Eduardo Camavinga. Ren will be open to negotiate a potential €30 million fee. What? 30 million euros? Come on, our kid. This is free money. This is madness. As they're going to lose him next summer for free, no matter what. He's one of United's long-term targets, and PSG are always interested too. This is from Romano. And he also claims that United are aiming to reinforce Solskjaer's squad as long as the club represents, as the deals represent fair value in the current economic climate within football, and Camavinga's one which they believe does represent value. At 30 million, he absolutely does. Even Varane at 50 to 60 million represents unbelievable value. Benjamin Quarez from Le Parisien has just reported at 12 today that United are set to lodge a €30 million bid for Camavinga in the next few days, and it seems unlikely that Ren will accept that offer. And Romano semi-brazenly replied to a tweet earlier with the following. Someone said that basically United are making that bid, the one I've just read out, and he replied to it with a smiley face and a tricolor. So what does that mean? Not a fucking clue. We will find out in due course. What with Camavinga, really like him. He's one of those where you go, it is a little bit of a risk. I don't think he necessarily steams in there. I don't think he steams in there and just goes, yeah, let's have it. I'm starting week in, week out. So he's one for the future. James says, is it true you've left Paddock to go full-time on 5? One, I own Paddock, so think about it. And what was the last video that I was on? No, I wasn't on Friday. I was on last week. I had a few days off. Man's not even allowed a few days off anymore about people questioning allegiances. Jesus. Right, next one that we're going to be talking about then is Trippier and Aarons. So there's Aarons, there's Trippier. Let's go back to Aarons. So these have been rumours that have been sort of flying around for a little bit, Max Aarons and Trippier, that it does seem, at least on the face of things, that United are keen to bolster. Yeah, tricolor equals French. I meant French flag, if that wasn't clear, sorry. I think these two have been doing the rounds a little bit. I think they're both definitely on a list that United are interested in. I'm not understanding exactly why. So Rob Dawson from ESPN says that United are still interested in Aarons and Trippier. Supposedly Atletico Madrid will not sell unless his release clause over €40 million is met. Now, I do have a bit of an inside track on that. United bid 8 million. I don't know if it's pounds or euros, but they bid 8 million. And Madrid was like, told you we wanted 30. So I don't know if they actually want 40 as per that. Maybe it's in pounds and not euros, but I think that report from Rob Dawson is exactly how it went down. And I don't think United are going to get Trippier for what obviously seemed like a pretty straightforward deal to do. United have just got their wires crossed and seemingly gone with the wrong price on that. Max Aarons, rate him, to be honest. Young lad, good player, good set of skills, but how much is he going to cost? Is he going to cost 30 million? Is he going to cost 40 million? Well, for me, that price, especially if you're thinking of him as the backup or as an alternate sort of option if you play a more attacking system, you have to give Ethan Laird a go. Simple as. You can't rule Ethan Laird's ability out at the moment without seeing him in the first team. So it doesn't make a lot of sense, that to me, especially when we need major surgery in other positions. We can do it right back for now. Well, let's give Ethan Laird and Wan-Bissaka a go at this next season, and we'll save that 40 million and use it somewhere that's going to start week in, week out, because we need that. That's what I'd go with anyway. Where are we? Let's try to read some comments from the comments. Are we actually going to be a serious club this year, says Josh Lee. Pants off if we are. We haven't done it yet, have we? We've signed one. If we sign 3, I think that's well done. And I think it has to be said, to be honest, someone should have smacked the Glazers around the face and said, if you want to quieten down some of those protests, signing a load of players definitely would do the trick. Now, not for me, and I'm sure not for half of you lot watching at home, but let's be real, some of the people who follow are just satisfied with some transfers and don't really give a fuck about the rest of it. Any ex-pros I know that can text Camavinga. Whereabouts is he from? Paddy might be able to. Abhishek says, shut up, Steve. I mean, you fucking clicked on me, mate. How about you shut up? What about Dalot? I don't think it's happening for Dalot at United. Otherwise, why would we be rumoured with these guys? I think that one, Ollie's probably made his mind up. I think we got enough. What's my point of view about Rashford? Should we replace him by bringing in another winger? Is that a fucking serious question? That's not a serious question, is it? I'm just going to pretend that's not a serious question and move on. Low Grade Comic Collectors Global says, Stay, I hope you're well. I'm all right. Thanks for asking. Is Camavinga better than Jimmy Garner? For me, no. Another thing that I mean, he might be. Let's have it right. I'm tired of is Anthony Martial. Another person. How much time does it need to become good? Time for new blood. Yeah, I've had a feeling. I think I've said this plenty of times on videos. Correct me if I'm wrong, everyone in the comments. I'm sure you will. I've said I don't believe Ollie's having Tony Martial. And people were like, well, no, you're not having Tony Martial. There's a difference. Well, no, it's just my gut. Like, just the way he uses him sometimes. And I was like, that's not the case. I don't think he's having him. And this isn't the case either. So Tyrone Downey there in the comments. What do I think about Mason Greenwood getting a call up for Jamaica? This is how shit rumours start. He hasn't had a call up for Jamaica. Right, look, the guy that does the scouting for the Jamaican national team, I don't know if I can out him on here, but it's a friend of ours. It's someone you've seen on Stretford Paddock, and it's someone that we've done videos with very frequently. It's a Jamaican fella. Think about it, right? If you think about it for 13 seconds, you'll figure it out. Last time he came, I think it was just pre-pandemic, I think, because we was in the studio. He came and hung out for a bit, brought me a Jamaican rugby shirt. Love it. Thank you very much. And he was here in England, and specifically in Manchester, to recruit for the Jamaican national team. I think he spoke to Scott Sinclair, spoke to Roshan Williams, spoke to a load of different players, some with obvious Jamaican heritage and some with less obvious Jamaican heritage, about what they would like to play for the Jamaican national team. Now, what you've seen in the last 18 months or so is a shit ton of players declaring for the Jamaican national team. While he was here, I think he had a conversation with Mason's dad and asked him, would he be interested in playing for Jamaica? The answer, 2-3 years ago, was he wants to play for England. That hasn't changed, and there has not been any further inquiries since then. So the fact that a story came out last week, no one knows where that come from. But it was sort of mentioned last week as if it was news, wasn't it? So I have no idea what happened there. But there's a little bit of facts on how it all actually went off and went down. Camavinga too inexperienced. Do we need a more established DM? I mean, certainly got to be a consideration. He's played 80 games. He's only 18. That's extremely experienced for an 18-year-old. I still think you're a rookie until you've played over 100 games, personally. And I think I do worry, can he cut it in the Premier League? Because it's different and it's more physical. And doing that at 18 is mega impressive what he's done at Rennes. And he's had some fantastic performances and earned his call up to the midfield of a French national team, which is ridiculously stacked. So there's clearly a player in there. But the Premier League, much like the Championship, can swallow you up. And it's not necessarily a quality thing. It's an intensity thing. And, it's one of those, I guess. Is Camavinga better than McTominay and Fred, but will Ollie start? Is better than McTominay and Fred, but will Ollie start him? Who knows? Who knows? Do I think we should keep Donny Van de Beek? Yes. Back in the day, we would be getting Grealish and Kane. Now City are getting them to win the league again. Kane, I'm not 100% sure we would have ever bought. I think he's at the age now where it might have moved on, especially with the money that he's going for. United tend to get them when they're 23, 24, so perhaps Grealish is more of the model of what United would have gone for in the past. Kane, I think, might have passed that mark now, and you might get him when he's more like 30. So far in pre-season training, we have Mengi, Williams, Alanga, Hugh Hill, Shola, Garner, and Mason. Somehow no Jones practicing. I wasn't aware of that, actually. I don't know what's going on with him. How he's still a Manchester United player is batshit crazy to me. Camavinga looks like a promising talent, but am I crazy for wanting proven quality in the league, like Saviv Basuma? No, something that United did, Bayern Munich do, Juventus do, Barcelona and Real Madrid do to a certain extent. They buy up the best players in their league because they know they're already suited to their league. United did it for years and years and years, and there's no coincidence we dominated Europe at the time that we did that. But you can always take a gamble on someone that's genuinely shit up from somewhere else. And here's the thing, if you get Camavinga in for 30 mil, you're not going to lose money on him. You're absolutely not going to lose money on him. So I would be tempted to just say, no matter what happens, get the guy. Sean says I rate Ethan Galbraith deserves a shot, and I would agree. I think he probably needs to go on loan. And there we go. Where was I on the brew? Yeah, I was on holiday. I had 4 days break, and I still had to come back on Friday night. No comment on why. Yeah, 3 days I went away for, and I had to come home one night. I'm going away again after the Euros, though. So there. So don't everyone think I've just left everything when I disappear for a week. I'm having a fucking holiday. Relax. If we get Varane and Camavinga, what's my expectation for next season? It still might be enough, you know. I think it's... I think they're still probably behind Chelsea and City. So we'll have to see, won't we? Let's have a look. Who are we bringing up next? Let's talk about Donny van de Beek. So James O'Brien in the Mirror is saying that recent reports... What does that mean? That Real Madrid are interested in loaning Donny van de Beek next season. Sound. I'm interested in loaning Cristiano Ronaldo's Bugatti Veyron. If he's interested, give us a call. Supposedly Real want to take him on loan with a view of becoming a permanent transfer in 2022 after their failure to capture him before United signed him last season. A loan fee of £2 million. Fuck off. If they were to make it permanent, they were expected to compensate for most of the transfer fee United paid for the Dutchman. This is way more of a perception of failure than truth in failure. It's madness. It says also Ajax are interested in having him rejoin, although that's rumours again. Obviously, that very reliable rumours, which means that you can just write anything you like and then just go, well, it's rumoured, isn't it? Dalot, he was mentioned earlier. Let's have a look what's being said about Dalot. So Rudy Galletti for Calcio Mercato reporting that Madrid want him as well at the request of their new manager, Carlo Ancelotti. Supposedly wanted to get him when he was at Everton, and his desire for the fullback has not changed. What a mad career he's going to have had, Dalot, when he looks back and goes, yeah, I played for Manchester United, AC Milan and Real Madrid, mate. Was you mint? Not really. Fucking crazy is that? And finally, Jesse Lingardinho, and then Rob Dawson from the ESPN, same article as before, he's written that Lingard is reluctant to be used as a mate-weight deal for Declan Rice to join United. I also don't believe that after we've just splashed out that money on Sancho, if the money's there for Varane, I don't think there's any money left over to be bringing Rice in at the sort of money that they want. You're talking £80 million, which is just not value for money for me. Give Donny a break. He needs to play more. He does need to play more, and I think he probably will play more. Give Madrid Dalot and Van der Beek and some money for Varane. I mean, that's not the craziest thing I've ever heard. That's probably not a bad idea. Van der Beek may go on loan to Real. Yeah, I just said that. What do I think we need to win the league? You probably need Varane and a world-class 6. And possibly a little bit of strength in depth elsewhere as well. But yeah, that's the one in it. People saying Ndidi in the comments. Yeah, that could work. Was the Sancho money not from last summer? They took a loan out to pay the bills a month ago. No. It's all in the same pot, isn't it, at the end of the day? Right. Nice one for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe if you're new around here. If you've not caught it, me and Ronaldo started doing a podcast every Wednesday called the XG Files. What's that about, Steve? Fucking all sorts of carnage is what that's about. So it goes wherever we feel like it's going to go. There will be some football content. Certainly will be this week ahead of England's semi-final with Denmark. And then we've got the fixture list on Thursday as well. If you're interested, come and check out all of those. Cheers for tuning in. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Laters.